I've just been told we've gone live, we've got to behave this afternoon. And I've got my camera back. Thank goodness for that. So, welcome everyone. Oh, there it goes. Hands out. Hands out.
He will do anything to have his own camera.
This is not true, folks. This is absolutely
We're back again. Hello,
We're
viewers.
back. Hey, viewers.
So, we had a week off last week, didn't we?
We certainly did. That we did.
And we enjoyed our week off, didn't we?
We certainly did. What did you do, Ian?
I did all sorts of things.
You had a busy week, didn't you?
I had a busy week. You know, it ended up with the Royals.
Yes, it was all Royals last week, still, wasn't it? Yeah.
We also had to finish off with that, and obviously communities. And we started talking to the Red Cross, who I hope will be able to support as well.
Yeah, that'd be good.
And
yourself, Stephen?
Yeah, it's been a good week. It's been a good weekend. Didn't really do too much, but enjoyed the time off too, like everyone else.
And just in case you're wondering if tears come into the eyes this afternoon, folks, these two have got hay fever.
Can you believe
my
it?
honey's working. Viewers, my honey is still working.
You've got to explain that as well.
All right, Stephen, start showing off.
Every week I have to talk about this honey.
You're talking about the product, not some young lady.
I wish I was talking about the honeys, fellas, but unfortunately, no. It's about bee honey to help with the pollen. Take your local.
It was just the way he said it. My honey is.
He did, didn't he? Yeah, I think I need some of that. I definitely need some of that.
Anyway, we've got to get on with some of the news.
Yes, Ian, let's get on with the news.
So obviously, first thing that's happening today is it's 5 days of Grenfell inquiry, and the Grenfell inquiry now is trying to ascertain why did the building catch fire. And they've started going through all the different materials and the structure and how it was put down. And I think they're already coming to an opinion that perhaps the structure and the actual material of the building, just wasn't adequate for the style of building itself. And you would think, in real terms, you would have thought they would have worked all this out. There's the so-called experts.
But they had been warned, hadn't
But
they?
the regulatory standards was below.
Apparently.
So instead of it being A or B class, it was C and D class, and they approved it. So if you're going to approve materials that are not the right materials and doesn't even pass the standards, the regulatory standards,
Yeah.
things can go wrong.
Yeah, I still have difficulty watching that because this afternoon they were showing videos of people who had recorded this, and it really gets to you.
It does. I mean, I woke up. Strange enough, I woke up and the television was on at about midnight, and it had just started, and I just watched it through the night. I could not believe
It's shocking.
my eyes. It looked like some sort of movie in reality, but as it sort of moved forward, and those poor people, and I think a lot come from the communities who we support. So Olive TV will always support these people as well, in their hour of need. And how on earth you can ever get through?
I mean, some people are still living through this every day because looking at that building,
still homeless.
Still
living in temporary accommodation. Still
in 2018. How is this possible? Westminster, Chelsea, they need to pull their finger out. They need to do something about this.
I think at the end of the day, you see, the thing I noticed was that this inquiry, it's due to go on for 18 months. And so, it's one of those issues, I used to work behind the scenes in politics, and they very swiftly have put it into the long grass, this whole sort of project. Nothing will stick. But we'll see, Sarah Javid, that we're going to talk about next, he's very pro being able to support these people, so let's see what he does. He, at the moment, obviously is going very much into Windrush.
Yes, he is, the Commonwealth.
Which is
good.
Which is very close to your hearts as well.
Certainly is.
There's all sorts of things happening now. So.
And Steve.
I'm Caribbean. Hello, don't leave me out, Ian. Thank you very much.
wasn't leaving. Don't get paranoid.
Do you see the treatment I get, viewers? Being the young one, you know.
You're all right, less of the young. Anyway, Ian, as you were saying.
But I think, it'll be interesting to see at the moment. So I was listening to Sajid Javid this morning. He's our Home Secretary in the United Kingdom. He really looks after the law side of things and the preservation of safety and peace. The police force, for example. And he is creating a new anti-terrorism project today that will move forward. Putting more money into counterintelligence, and my friends there all feel that they could do with more.
Yeah. Did he give his
investment.
speech this afternoon?
It's this morning. He gave it.
Was it this morning?
He gave us a speech this morning. But I think again the emphasis, and this was one of the questions that one of the other people that attended the meeting asked was, what about the community policing?
Right.
Because the reason why we started Good News Britain, the reason why we started doing all this was to engage with communities.
Yeah.
Yes, we work with different services as well, and we try to build bridges within communities. So what about the communities? Because the biggest fear, I can't speak for the Metropolitan Police, but for people who I've talked to who are within it, their biggest constant fear is unless the community tells them about things that are happening, it's not going to happen.
And that's why our show is great, because we give a voice to those people, and to the community, and to the people within the community, businesses within the community. So this show does actually play its part too.
Absolutely. And so let us hope Sajid Javid listens to what boots on the ground are saying as well, and will support community relations at the same time, because it's so important.
Yeah.
It is.
It's so important. Now then, L drivers.
L drivers.
Learner drivers are going to be allowed on our motorways. They're like our freeways.
No. That scares me, actually.
Yeah. I don't know who thought this one up.
No, what do you think, Stephen? I'm a little bit...
I think the problem is, the reason why they keep changing everything and adding is because they're not equipped. So they'll pass their test, they'll get into the motorway and panic. I've known people to panic.
On the
Not
motorway.
go on the motorway, full stop. And it's because they didn't actually learn or try or have any lessons on them. So I get why they're trying to. It's a daunting place for someone who's quite nervous or not confident.
Yeah, I do remember.
It could be quite daunting.
Yeah, it's
so
when
I
Are
agree.
you a good driver?
Oh, I'm an excellent
You are
driver.
a good driver.
One is an excellent driver, people.
I know that because you've driven me to several
There you
occasions.
go.
But I thought I would ask the question.
No, and I do remember the first time I passed my test, I was petrified getting on the motorway.
I see.
So I do agree that it is a good idea. But they do have two controls, right? Sorry to cut you.
No.
Two controls.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's a dual control thing. But do you think women drivers are better than men?
Silly question, viewers.
I'm not getting involved, viewers.
Do I think?
Oh my goodness. Ian, you went there?
As I was told,
I will not even respond to that.
as I was told the other day, I asked the questions that no one else would dare to ask.
Yeah, all right.
Indeed.
He's a brave man, Stephen. Brave
Don't
man.
The ribs, Ian, the ribs are
So do I take that as a
Well, of course.
no more
Okay,
said?
moving
no more
on,
said.
Ian, moving
Moving on.
swiftly.
Well, we'll start on to celebrities now, but very quick one with Serena Williams and Mara?
Mara?
Who's Mara? So Maria Sharapova. I knew I was going to trip on that name.
Okay.
So the French Open is happening today, but
It is.
there's this argument going on.
There's a big argument going on between the two. It's more of a rivalry thing, and Sharapova was the first person to beat Serena as a youngster. So she was only a teenager when she first beat Serena. So Sharapova believes that that's one of the issues, and because she apparently, allegedly, so she says, heard her crying in the changing rooms and had a few issues about certain other things of her age and what she's won and what she hasn't won, and rivalry. But then Serena comes back and says, well, I always cry after a loss because it shows my passion, it shows how serious I take my sport. And so if she did hear that, then that's something that I would always do. And so she literally had a thing for everything that Sharapova said. But said, look, we're professionals, so we should just encourage each other and not be doing this. Her book should be about sport and herself.
And that's the
not
problem. That's
me.
the problem.
Is that the problem?
She wrote it in her book.
In her book, and
Yeah,
she
and
goes,
so that's what's caused.
Right.
And they have a match today.
They are playing as we speak this
first time in
afternoon.
over a year. So
Really?
they haven't faced each other.
So it's a grudge match,
It's a
folks.
grudge match.
Dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness!
Since
this
her
one-
baby too, so she was
Yeah.
saying, look, I've had
Yeah.
my child, I've had a year out,
Yeah.
whereas Sharapova has been playing since.
Yeah.
So it could balance out, because if Serena had been playing regularly, I don't think Sharapova would have a chance.
Yeah.
Whereas Sharapova's been playing and Serena hasn't, being a mother, I think now it's... so who do you think is going to win? Who would you like to win?
Oh,
I
I'm
think
a Serena Williams fan. I
you
must
know,
say.
I think Serena will win. I just get
Me
this. I think Sharapova is a great sportswoman as well. I mean, as you know, I support all women in all occupations. So in reality, I hope they both win in some way. I hope they both come over or overcome
Yeah.
these situations that they've got, and we seem to be supporting each other. That's a rather delicate way of saying it, wasn't it? I thought I got my way out.
But it's good for the sport,
Yeah.
Because with boxing, you've got everybody facing off, and tennis is very diplomatic. It's
Yeah,
very
it is
calm.
actually.
So to
Yeah.
have a bit of, it's good for the sport. It gives it a bit of oomph and a bit of edge.
And it was the end. We had Britain's Got Talent last night, the finals,
Oh, yes.
which was great. But I think we got a piece on Simon Cowell as well, talking about, or not talking about, what he's doing on social media.
Well, both really. So he's not doing anything on social media because he says he's trying to prove and set an example to his son that he's too old to be mucking about social media. He's too old for Instagram. But he also has an issue with his contestants coming straight off the stage and then straight onto social media. For him, it's a pet peeve and he's not keen on it. But he just feels he's too old and he will not be anytime soon going onto social media.
Wow, that would be interesting to see how people
Oh,
respond to
we're
that.
first on there, aren't we? He would hate us. But,
He would, actually. We're talking about it.
We're straight on.
Yeah.
See what
he
people
would,
say.
he doesn't agree,
Okay.
And like you mentioned, Bishop Michael Curry.
Yes.
The bishop
Oh,
who
is
did
the bishop that did
Yeah.
the wedding? Meghan and Harry's wedding.
He blessed the finalists, so he did a live feed
Absolutely.
from wherever he was in America, and he blessed them and wished them well, done a prayer and had a laugh. And yeah, he's making his guest appearances now. So
Bishop Curry, if you ever want to come on our show, please come on our. I'll love you to bits.
He
you
does
know.
actually.
Oh,
Can't stop talking about it. Ian loves him to bits.
I thought that royal wedding, I thought that was fabulous. I mean, there were so many undertones at that wedding. If only some of the viewers could see what was going on.
But Bishop Michael Curry is everywhere now. He's become a mini celebrity since
Yeah,
doing
I
the
heard.
wedding.
Yeah.
He's been on so many different shows, interviews, appearing on internet everywhere,
Good for him.
and it's good.
Yeah, good
it
for
brings
him.
the church into a positive light instead of all the negativity that
Absolutely.
can follow.
Yeah.
See, good news, folks. Good news.
And that's what we're supporting.
Yeah.
And just to cap it all, Bill Clinton, the former president,
Yes.
has written his first book.
Yes,
Ooh,
he's on
but it's
TV tomorrow. Apparently, he's being interviewed tomorrow.
Well, it's fiction. It's not.
Oh.
It's not an autobiography. No, it's fiction.
Oh.
And it's the story of a made-up president and all the issues that he sort of had to face. And I mean, I admire Bill Clinton. I was very lucky. I was at his first inauguration on the night when he played the saxophone after he became president.
Okay.
And I felt he was probably one of the best American presidents ever.
Right.
I really do, and I think he did a lot. I'm so sorry for Hillary, because I think she would have made a great first female president of the United States as well. And now look what we've got. We've got this.
Yeah, Trump snuck in, didn't he? Yeah.
And it's only a few weeks away before President Trump arrives here.
Oh, yeah, he's
Do you know what? I totally forgot that.
After all the put
We'll invite him on the show.
No, we're not having him here. I'm so sorry.
We'll invite him on the show. See whether he likes the black audience or not.
Oh, no.
Ian, please, he went there.
He's on a roll today, viewers. You see this? Well, moving on, just quickly as well.
Yeah.
Have you heard about Richard Gere?
No.
Getting married for the third time,
Gosh.
but to a lady 33 years his junior.
Ooh, that's
So he's 68 and she's 35.
Goodness me.
yeah.
Oh,
His
yes.
heart pacemaker. I mean, I don't want to give away any secrets, folks, but I hope he's kept his batteries up to date. That's all I can say. So, anyway, we're just going to have a short break,
Yes.
and then we've got a member, a very, very famous person from the Asian community coming to talk to us this afternoon.
Yes, very
Yes,
exciting.
very
aren't
exciting.
we?
Exciting things
Yeah,
that
we
happening,
are.
in that film. So we'll just kind of talk quick. I'm never. I think there's something wrong with
Put
my
your
teeth
teeth
this
back in.
afternoon. Thing is, we're going to have a short break, and then we'll be back.
Yeah.
Take
See
care,
you shortly.
Bye bye.
Stop wriggling.
Taha's going to get
She's
used
a
to this.
terrible wriggle. Do you know, I mean, ever since she's had this hay fever, folks, I mean,
Yeah.
there's just been nothing but wriggle, wriggle, wriggle.
I know, I'm a bit nervous I might have to dash off, but so far so good. But we've got Taha here.
We've got
I'm so
Taha
excited.
Kutay,
Yes.
who is the chairman of UK ABC as well.
Welcome.
Thank you very much for inviting me.
Oh, you're welcome.
So, we've got so many questions to ask. First of all, tell me a little bit about what is UK ABC? What are the functions of it in the first place?
Sure. So the UK Asian Business Council is a trading platform. I kind of call it my baby because I gave it birth in 2014.
Okay.
It's very dear to my heart because it's taken a lot of hard work to get to where we are today. I have spent 4 years toiling the soil
Right.
throughout the world, meeting people, organizing events, signing contracts with governments. And today we are where we are because the motive is not just to make money, but to help the world communicate and trade together. So when people ask me that, what is your background, ethnicity, origin, I say I'm a global citizen because I work with all kinds of people. And it's not a certain country that we promote or a certain business that we promote. But to answer your question, basically we are a triangle between UK, Africa and Asia.
Okay.
So we support the UK in exporting services in the form of connecting businesses around the world.
Right.
Just to give an example, if you're a rice supplier from Vietnam and you're looking for a client in Rwanda and vice versa, we connect the two of you because maybe the Vietnamese is not comfortable with the letter of credit which he gets from the Bank of Rwanda, whereas the Rwandese is not comfortable with the fact when they pay, the rice will actually arrive. So we underwrite both the entities.
Okay.
That's how they know that there's a certain fee that has been attached for this introduction, and that is how we grow the exports of this country, as in UK, and introduce the two to do business together.
I mean, I've been looking, obviously, recently, and there's all sorts of issues. I was flying here this afternoon. I was at a dinner party recently, and two of the Asian celebrity restaurateurs who are on television a lot, they were sort of saying that one of the big issues is about fast-track visas and allowing more Asian people to come into Britain in the first place. They had all sorts of issues that, in actual fact, one of them was going to open up a new restaurant in Canary Wharf and had been held back for a year because he couldn't get the staff. How do you think Britain can actually support the Asian communities coming into Britain?
So basically what happened was we had something called the HSMP, which is a highly skilled migrant program, which opened up in the early 2000s, and it was open till about 2014. And the government has clamped down on that category of visas. So the chefs have become a scarcity now, and now the chefs know that it is very, very difficult for the restaurateurs to come across good chefs, and the salaries have gone up. The only way I see this problem being solved is that the government of Britain has to open up further visas. They have to come up maybe with a category just for chefs, but we need to import those chefs from Asia, Africa, wherever they come from. I know a friend of mine who wanted to open his 4th restaurant. He's not able to because he can't find a chef.
Yeah. But do you think, post-Brexit, do you think that this is a good opportunity for the Asian community, both ways, exporting to India and for Asian exports coming into Britain, and allowing more people to come into Britain? So, do you think that's a good opportunity? How does the Asian community see this?
I was an in campaigner And the reason why I was an in-campaigner was what people don't understand, what the government doesn't understand. To sign a free trade agreement or to even sign a trade agreement with any government in this world is very, very difficult. It has taken EU 14 years to sign a contract with Canada, which has happened now because of the fact that Canada and EU realize that Britain is going out. It is a good opportunity, but how soon can we see the actual policies coming into being played? I don't know how long that will take. There are 53 countries in the Commonwealth. Britain is open to work with all 53 of them. They have a total spend of $17 trillion. So even if Britain is able to tap into 20% of that, that's a good amount. That's $2.4 trillion. That will help the British economy. They have to sign more agreements, free trade agreements. They have to sign agreements on immigration. There has been a problem, as you must have heard Sajid Javed this morning talking about how Britain is having difficulties with India right now.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
In immigration, because India is saying that we want you to open the student immigration back to what it was before.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But Britain is saying we cannot do that. And then
Yeah.
India is saying, okay, if you want a free trade agreement, you either listen to our immigration questions or,
Yeah.
it's not going to
And I
happen.
think it's so important because obviously we have a medical issue right now. A lot more doctors coming in. I think even sort of things like students as well. I mean, the reality is they are a transient group, really. They're not a group that are presumably going to sort of stay. So why they're included in figures in the first place? Well, why we got ourselves into this mess?
I know, because they're
In the
having problems
first
with the
place
EU
as
as well, aren't they, with France?
I mean, and I think, like yourself, I fought very, very hard to remain, to say the least, and I was in the FCO a few weeks afterwards and saw what was happening and probably what wasn't happening as well at the same time.
Right.
And I think, now one of the main continents that the FCO are looking to go towards is India.
Yes.
What type of things do you think an Asian Indian population might want from UK?
So just to give you more figures, there are about 800 companies from India who already operate in the UK. They hire a very big workforce. It is expected that after Brexit we will see an equal number or maybe more. So you can say after Brexit there could be about 1,000 companies coming from India and opening up offices here. But at the same time, all these Indian companies which want to come to Britain, they will have to open offices in EU because of the
Of
reason
course.
that
Yeah.
there's no free
Yeah.
trade anymore.
Mm.
So it will help, and I will say at the same time it will not help the Indians coming here. There was a time when India was exporting mangoes to Britain. This is about going back 3 years, and Britain then suddenly put a regulation in place that mangoes cannot be imported from India. Where else are you going to get mangoes from,
Yeah.
and those quality mangoes from? And then that policy had to be reversed by one of our members actually fought for it, and the policy had to be reversed because there were no mangoes coming into the EU.
And what about trade restrictions? The Trump trade restrictions as well.
Yeah.
And I was sort of thinking then, about Taha Steel in UK as
Tata.
well.
Tata.
Tata Steel?
Yeah.
I wish that was Taha still.
You didn't tell us about that business.
But I'm just wondering, what do you think that will create as an effect for Tata Steel as well?
So Trump has just imposed these tariffs on
Yeah.
Canada, EU, Mexico, and everywhere.
Mhm.
And obviously, Tata, being an Indian company, is going to feel that pain. I think this is the slogan that I read when the elections were going to happen, that Trump is going to make America great again. And then I saw another sign saying, America will grate cheese again. So what Trump is trying to do is actually he's trying to get the American workforce back into work and trying to make them work harder. But I don't see it happening all of a sudden. It's going to take 10,
It's gonna
15
take time,
years.
yeah.
By putting these tariffs, and what we heard Justin Trudeau saying again this morning and yesterday was that there will be a reciprocal effect of what Trump has done. So if they are trying to impose tariffs on steel to be imported from Canada, we're going to put tariffs on jeans which are being imported from the US, and China is saying the same thing.
Yeah.
So it's a trade war. Basically, Trump cannot live without having
No.
a war on his door.
No. But I think at the same time, when you look ahead, What do you think the Indian government thinks of all this at the same time? Because they're fighting around corners with their own trade deals with America as well. You know, do you think the rest of the world are coming together, and especially the Indian community as well, business communities are coming together with the other Western communities to actually fight this?
Yes, absolutely. I see the biggest export of India to the US is software. And US has already put some restrictions on the H-1B visa, that they've stopped the spouses and wives and partners of these people who are working in the software industry. They cannot work anymore in the US. So they're trying to put these curbs on the H-1B visa, which will lead to another war with India. Sorry, a visa war, let's put it that way. And India is a 1.3 billion people market. Every company in the world wants to be there and sell their product. Whether it's selling a car, a pen, a tie, or shirt, every company wants to be there. So if tomorrow US wants to do something with India, like a free trade agreement, it's not going to happen, because if you're putting restrictions on the Indians, they're not going to let you come and have a party in their country.
And you wear two hats, really, don't you? Because one is chairman of businesses in Britain, Asian business in Britain, but you also have a media company. So tell us about that.
Yes. So I'm the CEO of Asia TV, and we recently also launched a channel called Superstar TV. Both of these channels are available on Freeview. Asia TV is on 274, Superstar TV is on 264. And we are also coming out with another platform which is called MyTV, MITIVI.com. That TV is a platform of bouquet of channels of a few countries. And when I say a few countries, we're looking at about 50 plus countries. There are about 650 channels, 300 songs, 70,000 films. Asia TV and Superstar TV are also a part of it. What we see is that the media world has changed. Today, if you look at anyone between the age of 14 to probably 45, they don't look at TV. No. They're not interested in television. No. What they're interested in
streaming now, isn't
exactly.
it? Exactly.
They're interested in their smartphones. They're interested in their tabs. They're interested in their laptops. I know of friends who call themselves asset free. So they want to live an asset free life. They don't want to buy a house. They want to be in a rented house. They don't want to own a TV, but they want to have their phones and tabs. So the whole world is moving towards streaming. I'm sure you must have heard that BT is going to switch off their copper exchange by 2022 and move to fiber, because everybody is using fiber to make calls. So it's all about data. And hence we have taken a decision to have Asia TV, Superstar TV and MyTV on fiber and data. Because 2 years down the line, I don't see satellite TV where it is today. You've seen Sky has Sky Go, BT has BT Vision and other forms of streaming services that they're giving to their customers. The reason is that your traditional TV is not going to last probably 5 years.
I think that's why the BBC are, still trying to get us to pay for our TV license, because eventually they're going to have to scrap that as well.
Exactly. So I'm sure they must have a plan for BBC iPlayer, and they will charge us a fee for BBC iPlayer. It could be £2, £5, whatever the thing is fit for them. But the whole thing is the media world is changing. Netflix has changed the world.
Oh, God,
how many people you know of who actually subscribe to Sky Movies today? Because when you can get something from Netflix for free and no adverts in between, would you prefer Netflix or going on to Sky Movies? So it's a changing world in the media industry, I would say.
What do you think is your vision for the future? Where do you see yourself going, and where do you see things like online television going?
Online, you must have seen the amount of YouTube channels out there. You must have seen the amount of content for children. When I say children, I'm talking about babies of 1 and 2 years old. The amount of content that I see on YouTube every single day for children, it baffles me. And going forwards, that is the only medium we're going to see. So YouTube, I don't know how many servers and storage they will have to get in place, but online is the way forward. 5G has been tested in Malta. It's going to be rolled out with Vodafone very soon. The second country in the world which is rolling out 5G is Pakistan. For people who don't know out there, Pakistan has a really, really huge technological, they're way ahead than other countries. So this is what's going to happen. And then there's another technology which is being introduced in London, which is called Li-Fi. So Li-Fi is where you will have modems on top of every street light that you see in central London. So that means when you are in central London, you're covered by this big Wi-Fi cloud.
Was
And
it
you-
like a cloud, or is
It
it
is-
like a right?
It is like a cloud. So you are actually, you don't even need your SIM cards. All you need
wow.
is a Wi-Fi connection on your phone or your tab or your laptop, and you are under this. And this has to be done by 2022. It's already been rolled out.
This is fascinating. You see, we would never hear of anything like this
No.
if not for you, like you say, because on our terrestrial TV,
Yeah.
nobody actually talks about any of
So
this.
the idea is going forward in the future,
Yeah.
on the motorways, all the streetlights that you see on the motorway will have these modems. So maybe, I don't know whether it's going to happen in our lifetime or not, but I think it will. The whole of Britain will actually be a Wi-Fi zone. So you're on the motorway, whether you're in your trains, wherever you are, you will be under this big Wi-Fi zone where you will not need any SIM cards to connect. And that's the future, that's where we're heading to.
But that's worrying as well, because
It's like Big
technically,
Brother,
it's
isn't
like,
it?
that's it. It's like Big Brother. That means people know where we are, what we're doing, how we're spending, what we
That's already
like.
happening to you. I'm sorry to say that, but
Yeah.
if you don't know that is your phone is everything.
GPS.
I mean, on your phone they have access to your mic, they have access to your camera.
I
So
know.
I
Sorry,
heard,
I'm just getting rid of the fly.
I heard
Yeah, so they could even watch.
exactly. So I heard Mark Zuckerberg in one of his interviews.
Oh,
He
yeah.
says I have my camera covered on my laptop.
Yes, he
because
did say
we
that.
don't know who's watching
did say
me.
that.
So that's where you are.
Mm.
Taha, thank you so much. Come again, because
Oh, you have to.
you're
It's
absolutely
fascinating.
It is
Thank
fascinating.
You. Thank you very much.
And thank you for Stephen today, and well done you. You didn't
I didn't
sneeze,
sneeze, and I didn't
you
run off,
sneeze,
viewers,
you
I
didn't
didn't
run
run
off, you didn't
no,
sneeze,
no.
and it's been a sort of quite a sort of an ordeal today. I know you've had a. sort
And
of
thank you to
busy time.
everybody in the studio, Maria,
Absolutely.
Justice, our producer.
So, can I thank you so much, and as we always sign off by saying, keep on smiling, folks, because it makes people wondering what you're smiling about. So have a great day, and we'll see you again soon.
Take care.